gorgeous for our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're talking sunny skies, temperatures in the mid 80s, so everything will be amazing once we get the rain out of here. So good morning. Let's get to it. All right, here is the big system. So all across the state, you can see we're talking scattered storms. Big moisture source moving out of our southwest region in the state. So I'm pointing this out. This is just southwest of San Angelo. This is expected to hold together and pump in moisture here, just areas central and north Texas. And that's why actually the National Weather Service has a flash flood watch in effect for all areas in central to north Texas. It excludes us here locally, but just keep that in mind. That's where we're expecting the worst of it. So if you know anybody, or if you're traveling northbound today into Dallas, or if you're traveling maybe westbound into Austin, you could be running some very strong storms, maybe even some high water spots. Not out of the question. So there's the moisture source. This morning, the main area that we've been concerned about is along the I-35 corridor up into the Dallas area. Most of these thunderstorms have continued to lose energy. They're kicking off to the east. But overall here, these are the big areas that we're going to watch. I'll take this off so you can see, if you're just tuning in on a Wednesday, what's going on here across the map. So active weather all across the state. This is actually the big national weather story that's happening right now. Here locally, we're looking mostly dry here in southeast, in Houston, mainly in the southeast region. We're starting to see a few light showers west of us here. So I'll show you what's going on in other areas across the state. I'll get our maps going here. So yeah, what's everybody doing out there as our maps get loaded? You can see, again, the stronger storms just south of the Austin area. I'll get a little bit closer here to Houston. Take this off. Don't you love a smart board? Smart boards are cool, right? Okay. See the green? This is what I was talking about with that flash flood watch. That's in effect just northwest of College Station. Otherwise, the showers that we're seeing right now from Houston and just west of, not much activity. I mean, pretty light activity. I'll zoom on in. Wharton County, Fort Bend County. You can see Richmond-Rosenberg. Here's Sugar Land. Sugar Land getting a moderate little shower just west of Missouri City, south of Bel Air, Mission Bend. Meyerland tapping into some light moisture. I'll also tell you, anytime on the radar that you're looking at this light blue, this way, if at home you're watching your own radar, maybe you have our app, the KTRU11 app, it's always a good time to get that. Some of the light blue indicates what we call virga. Virga is enough moisture that the radar is picking it up in the upper levels of the atmosphere as the radar sweep scans the sky, but it's not enough to actually produce any raindrops on the ground. So it evaporates as it releases from those clouds. So you may look outside your window and you see just clouds in place, and you're not seeing drops just yet, but overall the atmosphere is getting extremely ripe for some of these thunderstorms to fire on up. Here's the big picture again, the green indicating that flash flood watch. This was issued by the Weather Service. This front's going to continue to move on south, and this will be really pushing through the area by late tonight and overnight. So this is the direction that we're heading. Again, all this moisture moving this direction, and then this big upper level flow is going to continue to drive towards the east. I know, a lot going on up on that map. Let me zoom on out. I'll show you here from the Storm Prediction Center. We love to check in with the SPC, Storm Prediction Center. They give us the latest update on a scale of 1 to 5 of some of the thunderstorm threat. So we're looking at a slight risk for strong to severe thunderstorms. You can tell that with the yellow. Notice it's draped across the entire area, pretty much of southeast Texas. So a big swath of people going to see some strong storms. And then get this, tomorrow, this all shifts to our east and continues to impact people across the southeast region of the country. So this system's going to be a big system we'll be talking about pretty much for the next 2 days, even it heads on to the east coast. But we're into the risk. So yellow basically means we have a high chance of widespread thunderstorm activity, but only a slight chance for that strong to severe activity. So maybe some damaging winds, maybe some hail, but as far as any tornadoes, they would be extremely brief, they'd be short-lived, but there is that threat. So we could be looking at even probably from 7 p.m. to about 1 a.m. overnight of the risk for that. I'm going to show you your day part planner. Now this morning, earlier today, we've moved past our low temperatures, but earlier this morning we were in the 60s. We've now increased those rain chances to 30%. we're heading into your lunchtime hour. Temperatures in the mid-70s here by your lunchtime hour. They're not going to budge a whole lot because of the cloud cover. Majority of us, if you're tuning in right now, you're probably looking at cloudy skies, maybe a stray shower or two. Rain chances increase to about a 40% chance. So that 2, 3, 4 o'clock time when you're picking up the kids, or if you have any after school activities today, you do have a rain chance. Just anything that you see at that time, I mean, really should be relatively light here. Extending this through the evening hours, 7 to midnight. I don't know, anybody out there going to the Rockets game? Oh, lucky you. Let's hope we clinch it tonight. Come on. You headed out to the Astros game? They crushed it last night. Man, I heard all the details from one of the guys at work, and then, or maybe if you're going downtown, maybe for a rally. Keep in mind, though, downtown Houston is going to be a busy once tonight hits. So about a 60% chance of these scattered showers, an isolated thunderstorm. Most of the storms that fire up around 7 o'clock will be from Columbus, Sealy, College Station, maybe all the way towards Livingston, but it's mainly areas northwest of town, all right? Then once we head into midnight, so 7, 8, 9, 10, this gradual, midnight tonight, I'm expecting about 100% chance everyone at least will be looking at rain, and then there's that risk for a slight to maybe a strong to a severe thunderstorm, all right, once we head into midnight. Then overnight, midnight to 4 a.m., most of that tapers down, so our chances go from 100 down to 40% at 4 a.m., and then as a lot of you wake up 6, 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, really it should be dry. I mean, a stray shower possible, but that should really be about it. The most severe activity is probably going to be that 10 p.m. through maybe midnight, that kind of timeline, and then after midnight it should continue to taper down. This will be the time, hopefully, you know, it doesn't wake you up in your sleep. I don't know about you. A lot of us, it can kind of act like a PTSD thing when you kind of rain and the big cracks of thunder. Okay, future track, take 4 o'clock this afternoon. Notice where everything's lining up. So I'll come back over here. If you're wondering why I keep going on and off, we have our graphics set up where I can advance them off camera. So I kind of go back and forth. But anyway, here's where I'm expecting most of the activity to line up. This is 4 o'clock. So as early as 4 or 5 o'clock, some of these thunderstorms are already approaching College Station and into Livingston and potentially maybe even into that Columbus Sealy line. Then they continue to push south, southeasterly, so that's what's going to drive most of that storm activity. And again, this is all connected with a cold front. This cold front is moving out of North and Central Texas at this point and will continue to impact pretty much everybody all across the state. I'll take that off so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, this is 10 o'clock this evening, so we've gone from 4. Most of the storms gradually move southward. Notice at 10 o'clock how now we're talking about this is impacting a big majority of people across the area. This is going to be the highest threat for any strong to severe thunderstorms. 10 o'clock this evening. This one model, now this is only one model, but Future Track is wanting to line this up right along 45. So if you're in the Woodlands, Conroe, Spring, Tomball, even near the big airport this evening, if you're expected to fly out late tonight or you're expecting anybody inbound, this could very well cause some delays. We could be talking hail, some damaging winds within each one of those cells. It can really create some downbursts that can cause major delays. Then even downtown, we could be looking at some thunderstorm activity. So one of those nights where maybe you head on into the Rockets game, Astros game, what you need to do, get where you need to go, dry. But then when you head home, this is what you'll be dealing with for that drive home. So some of that lit up in red, that's a good indication from Future Track. We're dealing with some strong cells there. Then once we get into, what is that, 3 a.m.? I like it. That's my time now. Now we're talking 2, 3 a.m. when I'm hitting the roadways. All this is starting to move off to the east, and we're looking a lot calmer. So again, that 10 p.m. to maybe 1 a.m., that's a good timeline. That's when I'm expecting kind of the worst activity across the area. By 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we start to see that kick off to the east. We're drying things out. This is anytime you see the back edge side where you don't see much, that's the dry line. That's the back edge side of the cold front pushing through. And then 7 a.m., we looking good. If you're a late riser, if you don't have to wake up till like 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, man, you may be in the clear. This is good news for you. Most of this kicks off to the east. Notice here all the storm activity moving into Louisiana, but we're really clear. We're drying things out, so that's the good news for tomorrow. And then I'll keep advancing this, and you're going to see once this leaves us, we are high and dry. It's really good news. I'll leave you with the 7-day just to help you plan. Hopefully you're doing all right. Hang with me. Okay, 30-40% chance for a shower throughout the day today. Most of you, I mean, if you see anything, it'll be less than about 1/4 of an inch of rain. Overnight, the threat of the strong storms move in. 1 to 2 inches of rain is expected widespread. There could be an isolated amount up to 3. So if you know of a poor drainage area, if you know an area that typically floods, 3 inches in a really short period of time is enough to create high water spots or some ponding on the roadways. Shouldn't be much more than that. Tomorrow, those rain chances continue to drop after 7 a.m. So the majority of your Thursday is actually mostly dry once the rain moves out. And then check it out. All right. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to circle all that sunshine, light it up in yellow, and look at all the mid-80s. You ready? You ready for that spring, summer-like weather? Well, hopefully you are. Anyway, we are going to be on Weather Watch here all throughout the evening hours. Of course, if we need to update you, we will. We will jump on all the platforms. Thanks for checking it out, tuning on in, and hope you have a great Wednesday.